We received a request to conduct a peer review of a video debate between Zion Lexx and Rabon. I think that's how you pronounce the name, Rabon or Rabon, on Saned's channel. I dedicated some time to view the video and fulfill this request. In this video, my brother Zion Lexx is engaging in a spirited debate concerning the word Sankofa. According to him, this term originates from the Hebrew language. It has its roots from the Hebrew language and goes on to give the meaning of the symbol. Let's tune in and absorb the insights he has to offer. Following that, I will provide my scholarly review on the subject matter. Our very own Zion Lexx.
I'm fully capable of having this dialogue. Brother Reggie attends my museum tours. The word you just used, Sankofa, I got a 4-minute and 20-second video of me and Dr. Reggie in the Metropolitan Museum where I'm breaking down the word Sankofa. And Reggie's agreeing with what I'm breaking down. And Reggie is acknowledging that truth in what I'm saying. So you said we talk about the Sankofa bird. I'm going to ask you one more question, Rabon, that you seem to have a problem dealing with today. What's the word Sankofa mean and what language it come from?
Means to fetch or to bring back.
All right, so what, and what language does that come from?
I don't know, brother.
Hey, that's the problem we having today.
Am I wrong about the meaning of am I wrong? That's
what you're being a little emotional right now, because it doesn't matter whether you're wrong about the word. The point is you don't know its origin. You're right in the meaning of the word. But because you don't know the origin, you wouldn't know that Hebrew was the origin. The term son, you can shake your head all you want. It's just called knowledge, brother. Don't be upset. It's knowledge. Empower yourself. I would never be offended by somebody knowing more than me. It's the reason why I learned the Medu Neter. You just simply said you don't know the origin, but I said to you it's Hebrew. You automatically shook your head. Without hold on. Yes, but more importantly, I'm gonna demonstrate it. But let me shift to his point because I think his body language is even more telling. He just admitted on camera he don't know its meaning. And I said it's, hold on. He just admitted on camera he doesn't know its origin. He gave us its meaning, but he did admit he didn't know its origin. I said it's Hebrew. He went to shaking the head. He didn't confirm what I'm saying. He didn't go and check what I'm saying. Just because I'm saying it's Hebrew, he's showing his biasness. So that's my point that I'm saying. What we got to do, people, is before we shake our heads, our information, and enter emotionally, we have to first deal with things linguistically. The term son is Hebrew. Son is Hebrew, and it literally means to walk. Kafa in Hebrew is a reference to the head, in particular, turning one's head. So that the term Sankofa means to turn one's head and walk in that direction, but more importantly, to turn back and walk towards that direction. That's pure Hebrew. You can't show me nothing on Wikipedia right now that could detest what I'm saying. It's pure Hebrew.
Now, that's the first time I heard that.
Exactly.
It's Hebrew?
Sankofa is purely Hebrew. Go open up Marcus Jastro's Aramaic Dictionary of the Bible. Turn to the page where it says son. Where, more importantly, I think I said it better right here in the museum. I'm going to give it to you. Me and Dr. Reggie in the museum.
Frankly, I find myself at a crossroads. I am torn between discontinuing the video to save us from further misconceptions or confronting the glaring inaccuracies head on. I'm torn. It's a dilemma. Indeed, it is. Because every point made in the assertion lacks factual accuracy. Let's delve into it. Now, the symbol displayed on the screen is indeed the Sankofa symbol. Notice it's not pronounced Sankofa. It is pronounced Sankofa. So the symbol on your screen, I know most of you are scratching your heads, but the symbol on the screen is indeed the Sankofa symbol. But it deviates from the conventional representation that many of us are familiar with. This version on the screen deviates from the conventional representation that many of us are familiar with. I'm showing this version of this symbol for a particular reason. What do we have on the screen? This version of the Sankofa symbol showcases two birds. What you see on the screen is two birds facing each other. They are not turning their heads. They are facing each other, each symbolizing an aspect of time. One bird embodies the future, while the other heeds back to the past. Notice that in this Sankofa symbol, the birds don't have their necks turned around. Extremely important to understanding this symbol. Contrary to what my brother Zion Lexx states, the root of what we call the Adinkra symbol, the Sankofa to be specific, do not trace back to Hebraic origins. It doesn't trace back to the ancient Near East. It doesn't trace back to the land of Canaan. It doesn't trace back to the land of Palestine. It has no Aramaic roots or origins. Nothing like that. Again, it's very important. Secondly, the symbol does not originate from the Ashanti people. Ashanti is what most call Ashanti. So two things. The root of the Adinkra symbol does not trace back to Hebraic origins, nor even do they originate from the Ashanti people, as commonly assumed. Rather, this symbol hails from the Bono people, the Bono people, originating specifically from a town known as Jaman Pensan. That is where this symbol hails from. Nowhere near the ancient Near East, nowhere near the land of Canaan, the land of Israel, the land of Palestine, however you want to call it. The reputed designer of these symbols or these symbolic motifs is none other than Nana Kojo Ajimai Adinkra. I repeat the name again. The designer, the reputed designer of these symbolic motifs, what we call the Adinkra symbols, originating from the Bono people. The designer is none other than Nana Kojo Ajimai Adinkra, the chief of the aforementioned town, Jaman Pensan, from the Bono people. This is the historical background of the symbols, their designs, and then their names. There is a proverb that this symbol derives its name from, the Sankofa symbol. There is a proverb In Akan, it's called kasakwa. What does the proverb say? I would say it in the local dialect and then translate it. It says, "Se wurefi na wo sankofa yenchri." I repeat it. "Se wurefi na wo sankofa yenchri." It can be rendered also as such. Wo san wechi kofa yenchri. Wo san wechi kofa yenchri. Or even you can say it, san wechi kofa yenchri. San wechi kofa yenchri. So the loose English translation of what is on your screen, Sewurefi na wo san kofa yenchri. Loosely translated into English, it would read, "It is not wrong to go back for that which you have forgotten. It is not wrong to go back for that which you have forgotten." This is the loose English translation. Now, if I stick to the strict translation of what is on your screen, Sewurefi na wo san kofa yenchri. What does it mean? Sewurefi, in case you forget, na wo san kofa, and you return to go pick up yenchri. Chri means to dislike or to hate. So yenchri would be, it's not a thing of hate in context. This is the kasakwa or the proverb that inspired the name of the Sankofa symbol. Notice it has no origins anywhere in the ancient Near East. Palestine, Israel, the land of Canaan, whatever you want to call that piece of land. It has no origins from there, as my brother Zion Lexx suggests. Okay, now this is the Sankofa symbol that most people are used to. This here, this is the Sankofa symbol that most people are used to. This traditional Sankofa symbol, which depicts a lone bird glancing backward, is the symbol my brother Zion Lexx refers to in his assertions. So his assertion is all based on this particular symbol. And I've shown you that this is not the only symbol for Sankofa. So whatever you tell us it means, it should reflect both symbols. I told you I showed you the first one for a reason. Okay. What Zion Lexx does is that he dissects the term Sankofa into two segments, Sign and then Kofa, Sign and then Kofa. And then he tells us that sign in Hebrew or Aramaic, whichever it is, who knows, means walk or to walk. But sign doesn't translate to walk in the tongue of its origins. As he suggests, it rather means return. Sign means return. It's important. To illustrate, let me use this example. If I were to pick up my brother from the airport and ask him what gifts he brought for me, and he responds that he didn't bring anything, I would playfully retort with India's Sanwechi. He did not bring me anything. I was expecting him to bring me something because he just came from the US and he says he did not bring me anything. What I would tell him is that India Sanwechi. So in this context, sign doesn't mean he should walk because he did not walk to the airport. He flew to the airport. So sign in this context would mean he should fly back. If he came by sea and I say sign, I'm asking him to return, not by walking, but by sailing back to where he came from. So sign doesn't mean walk. If I want to say walk, I'll say nante. That is walk, nante. Nante, nante. I'm asking you to walk. So we don't see nante in Sankofa. So to tell us that san means walk, maybe it means that in Hebrew. But this is not a Hebrew word. This is coming from the Bono people. Sign means to return. That is number one. Also, the other segment of the word, kofa, kofa, means to go pick up or to go take. It has nothing to do with the head. If I'm supposed to say, turn your head, I'll say, dane wuti, dane wuti. We don't see that in Sankofa. Dane wuti. We don't see that in Sankofa. And the word here is kofa, kofa, not kafa, as my brother states. I understand what he's doing. I explain what he's trying to do in a little bit. But looking at the word from its original tongue, original cultural context, where it was invented or created, it has no meaning to what he's telling us that it means. So Sankofa, be it sign or kofa, has no etymological connection with the head. No connection with the head. I repeat again, no connection with the head. That is why you don't see the birds turning their head in the other Sankofa symbol. That is why I showed it to you. So observing the representation of the Sankofa symbol on your screen, it's evident that the birds are not turning their heads. This detail reveals that the symbol's meaning does not involve the act of turning one's head or walking. The symbol's meaning does not mean that at all. It doesn't involve that at all. Sankofa does not involve the turning of one's head. It does not involve walking. Therefore, my brother Zion Lexx passionate interpretation of Sankofa as turning one's head and walking in that direction is inaccurate and doesn't align with the true essence of the symbol. Secondly, it's not Hebrew. The symbolism of the Sankofa symbol or motif is deeper and more nuanced than a mere physical direction of action. What was my brother trying to do? It appears that Zion Lexx is attempting to find the phrase Sankofa in Hebrew or Aramaic, despite it having no roots in either language. To do so, he divides the word into two and identifies san in Hebrew and a word similar to kofa, which he identifies as kafa. He then uses the meanings of these words in Hebrew and uses them to derive the meaning of the phrase in Akan. That is what he's trying to do. Should I say innovative? I don't know. And then Zion Lexx suggests that san means to walk in Hebrew, and kafar is related to turning the head. But neither of these identifications have any connection to the Sankofa symbol. Not one. The symbol itself has nothing to do with looking back or walking, as evidenced by the other representation of Sankofa, where the birds are not depicted with their heads turned backwards. No, it doesn't require the turning of the head. It doesn't require walking backwards. It requires returning. Sanwechi kofa. If I want to say what my brother Zion Lexx is trying to interpret the symbol as, I would say Daniwuti na Sanwechi nante nakofa. Daniwuti, turn your head. Na Sanwechi and return. Nante kofa. Walk and go pick it up. Or I can say in short, Daniwuti nanante kowechi kofa. That is not what the symbol is saying. The symbol is just saying Sankofa. Return. How you're returning is not specified. You can fly, you can sail, you can run, you can jet ski, you can glide. Whatever the case, the symbol is not asking you to do any of those. The symbol is just saying Sanwechi Kofa. Return and go pick up. My brother seems to be attempting to project an image of deep understanding in a subject, language, and culture that he evidently lacks expertise in. This assertion is not only, must I say, disrespectful to our culture and heritage, but also grossly misleading. Striving to convey a sense of profound knowledge accompanied by what could be perceived in the video as an air of arrogance is frowned upon in the culture that these symbols come from. And to the community that my brother belongs to, I must suggest that you shouldn't prioritize popularity and persuasive eloquence over fact-checking and verifying the accuracy of information.